Welcome to Inspire and Move, the show that inspires you to create, connect, and grow. I'm going to bring you meaningful conversations, aha moments, and all the motivation you need to up-level every part of your life. I'm Ali Aruda, founder of Inspire and Move, and your personal hype girl. I've gone from fashion school to celebrity stylist to corporate marketing to brick-and-mortar entrepreneurship with my husband, each time learning incredible lessons how to pivot, reimagine, and implement the steps to become successful. I'm passionate about inspiring others to live their best life, a life of joy. We have the power to design a life that we love, because life is too short not to. The best part is that you weren't meant to do this alone. If you feel like you are meant for more, let me ride shotgun with you, and together, let's get you to where you want to go. All right, so we are going to shift gears a little bit, and I'm going to give some context for everyone watching and listening that Hailey came into my life over a year ago to come into Benchmark. She was newer to the area, looking for a gym, wanted to do some training, and we got her signed up. Loved her energy immediately. She walked in, she was in this great tracksuit.
Like, of course. Of course.
Yeah, she had amazing hair extensions in. And you were wearing some cool slides or something. But she just, her energy and her laugh just filled the gym with the highest of vibes. And I was so excited. I remember my training schedule was so full, but I was like, I'll train you 3 times a week.
I know.
And we did. And we've spent a lot of time together. And we've talked about this a lot, actually, how I think this is so neat for personal training clients and trainers. The relationship is that, Hailey and I train together 3 times a week, and that's 3 hours a week that we spend together, week over week. Other than the people that you live with, that's actually a lot of time compared to how often do you see your friend Sarah a week? I know you guys see each other regularly, but
yeah,
to have 3 hours a week consistently with someone.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're quite close. We know a lot about each other.
Yeah.
And we have deep conversations. So this podcast thing is really quite effortless.
Yeah.
We have more of a focus.
This is so normal.
But Hailey is on this really exciting, beautiful wellness journey. And this whole new era, not only for your relationship with your business as an entrepreneur and Sleek by Hailey, but also for yourself. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm super excited about, I guess you call it my wellness, my Hailey season.
Well, it's a big priority for you.
It is. It really is. Obviously, working out, when I came to the gym, as you said, I needed a gym. I needed a trainer. I also needed you and Matt and the gym and the community.
Perfect.
So that was meant to be. But I was missing the accountability, the workout, just being able to show up at the gym. And then so after we were training, I'm still missing more. So I incorporated Pilates into my workout again. And then I'm trying to think what else I added in. Now I have a chef.
You have a whole lineup.
I have a whole team. I have massage therapists. I have a naturopath. I have therapists.
Yep. Energy healers.
Energy healers. I literally have a full team of people. And I just think the reason why is because even after training, with what we were doing, when I was doing Pilates, even the extra cardio or stuff, I still felt like I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. There was something internally that was wrong. And so I really wanted to figure out what it is. And I think that's so important of being able to listen to your body. Because I've always said, if you don't listen to your body, it will make you. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want that to happen to myself. So I kind of jumped the gun and said, I need help. And that's why I have a team of X, Y, and Z.
I think that's important because we talk about that a lot in business. And you and I talk about this offline a lot, but I'm very open to it. And it's actually one of my favorite things to ask someone. I actually had someone in the gym this week, my friend Shelly Carlson. She's been on the podcast. She's a wonderfully talented stylist out of LA. We're in the same mastermind together. And I was training her at Benchmark earlier this week. And I asked her, tell me who you outsource. I love knowing this with entrepreneurs. Do you have marketing? Do you have social media? And here we are in studio today. Our in-house videographer, Matt, is capturing this in-person podcast. And Matt's part of our team. And we have a podcast agency, marketing, social support. I love knowing that when it comes to entrepreneurship. But I think it's very underrated when people talk about their quote-unquote wellness toolkit.
Yeah.
And I celebrate you for recognizing that you needed support and that you wanted it.
Yeah.
And so you took action on it.
Yeah. Asking for help was not something that growing up, it wasn't easy. Now I think I realize the benefits of being able to ask for help.
Does it feel a bit more liberating?
Absolutely. So now, like, a lot of times my friends, even my sister, I'm the baby of the family. I have a really tight circle too with like my friends, but my friends and my older sisters will come to me and ask me for like opinions or like what to do. And I'm always like, ask for help, like use your resources, because you don't need to figure things out on your own. And I just think that has helped with my business. That has helped with my wellness journey, because if I didn't do that, I would still be, I don't want to say struggling, but dealing with what I was dealing with before.
Well, yeah. And what you've said, and I mean, again, we've talked about this a lot intimately in our sessions together, that I mean, you are young, but you have lived a very full, diverse life, like a lot of journeys, living in different places with different responsibilities, that your body has probably held on to some of those experiences.
Yeah.
And then communicating to you like, whoa, time out, Hailey.
Yeah.
We need a break. We're not feeling our greatest.
That's right.
We need to rebuild. And thankfully that didn't result in, you know, a catastrophic health scare.
Yeah.
But enough of a signal and your body communicating to you that we got to make some changes.
Yep. And that's why I'm doing like the energy healing now, because I think of it this way. I have a therapist that I can speak to about things, and I categorize that as like, I'm taking care of my brain.
Heart.
Yeah. I have like massage therapists to take care of my body. I have trainers and a chef to take care of my body. But that's like on the physical part, what's taking care of like my body on the inside. And that's the part of the energy and just trying to release some things that my body is saying it needs to.
All right, here's a question for you. Where were you on the scale, the woo scale, 1 to 10? 10 being like you are super woo-woo.
Yeah.
Where were you on the woo scale 6 months ago? Let's say a year ago. Last year, where were you 1 to 10? And where are you present day 1 to 10?
I feel like this is something that can be a little bit of a struggle. I am a Christian woman, but I do believe in signs. I do believe in like things happening. So I would say like last year, I wasn't as in tune or like didn't, I guess, believe in things as much. But after working just even in a short period of time with my energy healer, there's like I can't even speak about it because
I'm getting like 9 out of 10 energy right now.
Yeah, quite high. Yeah, I would give like an 8 or a 9.
I love that. And your spirit, well, when we talk about this too, like spiritual in terms of signs and what do dreams mean and unpacking them and like, okay, this was a dream, but then this happened in your week last week. So that's how it all comes together.
Yeah.
And I think it's so interesting how we move through life, not only like what we're going through emotionally, mentally, physically, but then what also is happening in our business and how the two coexist.
Yeah.
Is so interesting.
For sure.
And I know that we don't talk about this too much, but from a personal development standpoint, what does that relationship feel like for you? Is it something that you feel like you are a rookie in, or something that you feel you're really experienced in?
Like for what?
Like for your mindset work, the books you're reading, podcasts you're listening to.
I like to classify myself as wise.
You are wise.
And going back to like my friends and like people come to me. So I feel like that shows a little bit of wisdom that people do that. But I think I've always been interested. When I read books, I'm reading like wellness books, how to grow your mind, how to grow in your life type of thing. So I've always been interested in that. I think the difference now is like, I'm no longer an athlete. Well, I am always going to be an athlete, but I'm no longer playing basketball, and I'm an entrepreneur. So the books can be a little bit different, but there's so much to learn. Like if you're not learning, you're limiting yourself.
I feel like there's a very strong statement, like if you're not learning, you're not growing.
Exactly.
And that's through podcasts, like which there's so much free content out there.
Yeah.
So even what we were talking about with tools and asking for help and getting support, you guys, you can do that just by like searching online, like a podcast that based off of do you need to be happier? Do you want to understand your dreams?
Yeah.
There's so much content out there that you can get support with. You can get your questions answered.
Yeah.
Or you can take it a step further and you can make the investments, whether it is one-on-one support, if it's events, retreats.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
exciting. What excites you right now in terms of like your wellness journey?
I think I'm grateful for the progress of like where I'm at right now. And I am excited to see. Now I feel like my team, I have all the pillars. And so I'm excited to see what things will look like for me in a couple months after working through with each member of my team. Because I feel like I've made a lot of progress. And now it's like, okay, let's get to another level.
It's so endearing hearing you talk about us because I feel like I'm lumped in there.
Yeah.
But talking about us as a team.
Yeah.
Which is so innate for you.
Yeah.
How does that feel that you are team oriented, you're team spirited from all your years playing basketball.
Yeah.
And here you are in such a different version of you,
Yeah.
of Hailey Brown having this very different team. What does that feel like?
For me, it feels aligned.
Yeah.
But I think even the last time I saw Marissa, Massage
Marissa,
Yep.
we love her.
I was like, Marissa, you're on my team. And like, I need everyone on my team to understand like what my goals are because everyone's working on my body around me. So yeah, you're a team. Even like my Pilates instructor, she knows my body. You know my body. My doctors know my body. Like everybody knows. That to me makes a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how has it felt even like bringing in the spiritual and energetic side of it? Because I think that's one of the last pieces of the puzzle that you brought in.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
I think it's still new, but I am surprised at what has come from it. Like I went into working with this energy healer not knowing what to expect, not knowing what would come up, just like having no direction at all.
But open-minded.
Open-minded. And it's like almost shocking to see what has happened in a short period of time. So going back to like what you asked is I am looking forward to seeing the further progress in a couple of months now that my team is solidified with her.
I love this. And how does this feel? Like having your team, your wellness, health, wellness, and it's really like mental health, emotional health, physical health team.
Yeah.
Full body.
Yeah.
What does that relationship feel like with entrepreneur Hailey? How do the two coexist?
They need each other for sure. Because if I'm not my best self, like I'm not going to show up as the best businesswoman that I could be. I'm not going to show up as a good friend, a good sister. So honestly, my team helps me be the best version of myself. And I was actually saying to my bestie, Sarah, shout out her, just of my mindset is if everyone has been given gifts in life, and if you're not operating at your best self, you're restricting the gifts. And like, how do you know that someone you may run into, like, how do you know that they don't need the gift that you have? I just feel like if you're not operating at your best self, you're kind of being selfish. And it's harsh. That doesn't mean you have to do 100% every single day. Some days it's all I can give is 1%. That's all I have. But that's still your best at that day. So like, that's really the mindset I have of I need to be the best version of myself so that I can essentially, I'm big on helping others, help others. Like, I think that's so, so key. Everyone is able, if everyone just helped each other more and just gave more love, like the world needs that.
I know. Oh, that's so beautiful, Hailey. I love what you said there. And I agree with you. And I think I'm very aligned with what you said on that. But I'm human, that all of days where I'm like, I feel like a gremlin today.
Absolutely.
And it was tomorrow and the next day.
Yeah.
I am on a 5-day streak of feeling like a gremlin.
Yep.
But this isn't permanent me. It's not the permanent version of me. It's just right now. And, giving yourself grace.
Yeah.
Something else that, I've talked about a lot. Giving yourself grace if it is like you're not feeling like your best self. But then if you can, when you are feeling like that best version of yourself and you can practice being 1% better every day.
Yeah.
What is something that you can do?
Right. Like I know for myself if there's a low day, my 100% looks different. Like sometimes I have to go on a walk and like that can even be pushing myself, but that's still good enough in my opinion for myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And being able to honor your body and your mind. That I had a day the other day where I really wanted to be in a productive workflow. I was like, I just can't get anything done. I am not focused. I don't want to say I'm unhappy because that sounds really harsh, but I was out of alignment. I was out of alignment with my big dreams, my big vision, my momentum, and it just was feeling more irritable. I was like, I'm not going to do great work.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need to listen to that. I'm
You
like,
do.
I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to journal. I'm
Yeah.
going to cry.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And get yourself out of that funk and either call someone that maybe makes you feel aligned,
Yep.
or just have things in your toolkit that you can turn to when you're having those challenging times.
Yeah. That's actually something my therapist, we had to deal with that a couple months ago as I'm studying for my real estate license. She was just like, if you can't, like, don't push yourself, because sometimes when you push yourself, you don't have the capacity to perform or do well. And that is a different experience for me, because high level athletes, you only push yourself. You push until you literally can't anymore. And so I'm learning now to actually be more graceful, listen to myself. If I know I'm not going to be as productive or I'm not retaining things, I know I need to step away.
Do you feel like it's been hard for you, or there are challenging moments that come up where high level athlete Hailey as entrepreneur Hailey, that there's a bit of a conflict?
Yeah. And I think this is the most I have identified myself, even like this year, as being an athlete. And like saying that because I've almost ignored that I was for so long, but that's a part of me. And that mindset isn't going anywhere. Like, athletes know they have high motivation. They're really self-driven. They're very disciplined. That's a part of me. So by identifying myself as, I'm still an athlete, sometimes it will not align well with business, because I need to listen to myself of like, I can't be pushing myself so extreme right now. I need to be productive and efficient, but not be going crazy, because it's not going to make sense.
What are you most excited for right now in your business? Because I feel like you have come back and stepped into a whole new version of CEO Hailey, of Sleek by Hailey.
Yeah. I'm just looking forward to honestly growing, obviously, but working with more salons. I really want to hone in on Canadian companies or salons, and just, I think being at school in the States and living in the States, it almost like removed a little bit of my Canadian. I got used to living in the States, and now being back home, it's like there's so much opportunity here, and I need to take advantage of that. So I'm really excited to start connecting more with the GTA, but then also expanding into like other provinces as well.
I love that. And you have an exciting season coming up with your own adventure.
Yeah.
And travel. And is that something that because you were so committed to all your years playing basketball and then starting your business, do you feel like you are just getting ready to open this chapter of travel and adventure?
Yeah. I've traveled all over. I've been so many places from a young age, but I never had the opportunity to tour and see things. So this summer will be the first chance I get of like actually traveling and experiencing things the way I want to. So I'm super excited about that.
With all of these new chapters and new beginnings between your health and wellness and fitness routine, your entrepreneurial journey becoming, bigger and brighter than it was in the past, travel and adventure, how does that make you feel as a whole? Like, what feelings and words come to mind?
New and exciting. I think a little bit of an identity, like, I don't want to say crisis, because it's not as harsh as that, but I do think a lot of times people struggle with no longer doing something that they were known to do. So for me, a lot of people know me as a basketball player. I only know myself really as a basketball player. And so I'm stepping into a new phase, a new season, where I'm really trying to embrace being Hailey, the entrepreneur.
I love that.
And it's new, it's exciting, but it also feels like refreshing.
Are there things that make you nervous, but like in a good way, like good nerves, whether it's, going to networking events and being in rooms that stretch you and I say humble you in the best way when you go into rooms. And I was having this conversation with our trainer just this morning at Benchmark about going into rooms where you're not the fittest person or most successful person, smartest person, because then there's so much for you to learn from and feel inspired by. Do you have things that are in your future when it comes to that as being as an entrepreneur?
I think the next step is to get in the rooms.
Yeah.
And I know you love that.
I love that. One of my favorite lines.
Yep. But to build my network, I think that is like really the next thing and my next focus, especially because I'm embracing this new chapter as an entrepreneur. And with that, there's like responsibilities that come with it. So I kind of do have to push myself a little bit and get comfortable with being in rooms where I'm Hailey, the business owner, not Hailey, the basketball player. Now, people, everywhere I go and they don't know me, they're like, oh my gosh, you're so tall. And I still talk about basketball like briefly, but the newness, like that's what I'm really excited for.
I love that. Well, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to be part of it. I'm excited to cheer you on for it. And I think that's also something that's really important to have. And I don't want this podcast to finish without talking about people in your corner. That we've talked about the team, but you shared that you have a tight circle, that you have an amazing family that you're really close with. But do you feel like it is true to have really great people in your corner when it comes to following your dreams and building your dreams, going through hard seasons, all of that?
Yeah. The people, like your village, I would say that's the most important thing. I know I would not be here in this position that I am right now without the people in my corner. But I also think the people that you associate with, your friends, your business partners, all of that, they're a reflection of you. So you want to make sure that who you're spending time with, it goes together with what your values are. Because if it doesn't, you're not going to get to where you want to be. And that's why I'm like super, super protective of who I'm around, who gets to see the real me.
Yeah.
But in all seasons, the good seasons, the bad seasons, like all of them, you need to have your people. And I have the best support team ever.
I love that. And I mean, I've said this before in other episodes and something that my best friend Rochelle talks about and it's something that you read in books and hear on podcasts about people, things come into your life for reasons, seasons, lifetime.
Yeah.
I think there's also, reasons and lessons that you can extract from it. And whether it be romantic relationships or certainly friendships and mentors and people like that, it's hard to go through some of those changes, but I think if you can look at it and almost have that gratitude and grace behind it,
yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for being in my life for that particular reason.
Right.
Or, I had people in my life during the season of deep grief when my dad passed away.
Yeah.
And we're not in each other's life much anymore, but I can still share a lot of love and gratitude for that. Of like, this person was so great.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of love and gratitude and grace for that person.
Yeah, totally.
And send them off with love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have lots of love for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to tie a bow on today, and we're going to close out the episode with the Power 9 that Matt and I like to do. It is not ours. We do not get to take credit for it. It is a Chris and Lori Harder exercise that we have adopted. So I want to make sure I'm very honest with that. But it is 3 gratitudes, 3 things you're excited about, and 3 things that you're manifesting.
Allie.
We're going woo. We're at a 9 out of 10 on
let's
the woo
just
scale.
do one. Okay, so 3
3
things.
gratitudes.
3 things. Okay. My health, always. My support that I have, which would be like you as well. And I think the opportunity, like the ability to take these steps and kind of like be okay with taking a risk. I'm really grateful for that.
I love that.
That ability. Okay, next.
3 things you're excited about.
I'm excited to travel.
Yes.
For sure.
Is there anywhere that you're traveling that's been on your bucket list?
I want to go everywhere.
Okay, great. So Hailey's going global.
Yeah, I just want to go everywhere. Traveling, I think I'm excited for it, right? Seeing this new version of myself.
I love that.
And I think being with my nieces and nephews, because my sister's pregnant with twins right now. So just being a mentor for them, honestly, is like, I hold that very, very like close to my heart. Always excites me. But like adding 2 more to this is like amazing.
That's a BOGO.
Yeah, exactly.
2 for 1.
Exactly. Okay. And then,
3 things you're manifesting
okay,
out into the universe.
I'm manifesting partnership deals.
Ooh, and you have specific ones in mind?
I do have specific ones.
Something you want to share or something you want to keep to yourself?
One of them is Gymshark.
Woo, I love that. That's actually very fitting because Hailey wears Gymshark all the time.
I literally only wear Gymshark when I work out.
PSA, Gymshark, please hook Hailey Brown up with a collab.
Yes. So that. Okay, what else? This is manifesting.
I love it. For anyone that is not seeing this on video, I just got like these like eyes from Hailey. Do I have to? I was like, yeah, you do. This is the fun part too, to be the podcast host and her mindset coach. So
I don't know, this is gonna sound like so broad.
Okay.
But getting some of my business goals down.
That's
like
great.
reaching those.
Yeah.
Specific ones that I have.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's important. And I mean, we talk about this, me and you in training, about Matt and I set big goals and I tie a reward to them.
Yeah.
Something that is a stretch. And I mean, it depends on the goal. If it's like, I would like 1 new customer this week, maybe you don't go to Italy. But, hey, but maybe you do. If you do, that is so amazing.
Yeah.
I would not. I would be like way more aggressive with myself. But I'm a big dreamer and a big goal-oriented individual. So I have parameters. And we've talked about some of that as well. But I love that. If you are you manifesting big goals, big dreams for Sleek by Hailey?
Yeah.
Do you have rewards attached to them?
No.
Ooh, we'll talk about that.
We got to work on that.
We got to talk about that offline.
Yeah.
We won't do that here and now.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to share?
Just like peace. Yeah.
I love that. I actually said that to Matt last night. I was like, I would like more peace in my life.
Yeah.
But I was also coming from a vulnerable state.
I think I like a consistent, like peace, joy. Just that like no matter what gets thrown at you, that's what you're striving for all the time.
And I think a lot of that can also come down to the work that we do on ourselves.
Yeah.
Internally, externally, in your mind for sure.
Yeah.
Because life, business is always going to throw you curveballs, challenges, road bumps, speed bumps, whatever you want to refer to them as, shit shows, dumpster fires.
Yeah. Yep.
That's always going to happen. And that's why they call it an entrepreneurship roller coaster.
Yeah.
But if you can equip yourself with the tools, some of which is a team, but some of it just really comes down to how you have your mindset, and we are in control of our own mindset. Yeah. What are you consuming? How are you training your brain and your emotions to be able to tackle those things?
Yeah.
And deal with them.
Yeah.
And being able to find the joy in those wins, but also in those hard times.
For sure.
So I'm manifesting lots of joy and peace for us.
Yeah.
I've loved having you here.
Thank you.
Crushed your first podcast interview.
This is fun.
Isn't this fun?
Yeah.
Next up, a Sleek by Hailey podcast.
I know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of Sleek by Hailey and Hailey, where can everyone find you?
So very simple. My personal Instagram is Hailey with 3 Y's, HAILEYYY.Brown. And then Sleek by Hailey's at Sleek by Hailey.
And they can shop online.
Shop online.
Where's the website?
sleekbyhailey.com.
Amazing.
But it's in both the bios, so
awesome. And we'll link everything in the show notes so you guys can be sure to go give Hailey a follow, check out what she's up to. She's been putting some great stuff up on her personal Instagram, sharing a lot about her life. She's got some really cool, fun things going on. Yeah. And you can go shop her products because I love them and highly recommend.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
You guys, for all of you listening, watching, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of the Inspire and Move community. I am so grateful for you. I'm sending you all so much love. If you would love to drop a little 5-star love, a little rating and review, I would be so grateful. But until next time, sending you all so much love, peace, joy, and gratitude, and we will see you again soon. Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this episode, it would mean so much to me if you took a few seconds and shared this on social media, sent it to a friend, or left a 5-star review. There is power in community, and I'm so grateful to have you part of mine.